All right. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. So welcome to our September Wow Wednesday on getting back to routine. I thank you guys so much for joining us. We're gonna try to get this done, you know, within 35-40 minutes. We were trying to set that goal tonight, but we'll just see how it goes. But we just appreciate you guys for jumping on tonight. We're fired up. We're excited for the new season that's coming because we know that we have some best practices that we want to share with you guys. We know that I think September is just that natural time for a lot of us where we want to share. We want to share. Hold on. I'm not seeing Lee. Are you seeing me as speaker view real quick? Because I'm not. Okay. I don't know why I'm not. I'm seeing something else. I'm just making sure because I know that's how it appears to you guys. Okay. So I think September is just a time for us to reset. It's a new quarter. It's a new season. It's a new, just a fresh start for us. I think when a lot of us have kiddos starting school, we have all these calendars coming in where we're trying to fill, you know, we want to be intentional with how we're working, how we're doing the business, what we're adding to our calendars. So work smarter, not harder. And I think that that's just that time when we're motivated. It kind of seems like a new year for a lot of us. So a lot of us are coming off a super busy August. I hope you had a couple days to exhale August and get reset for this month. But some of you were kind of, you know, on the down low this summer. Some of you might have lost a little bit momentum. You might have, you know, we're busy with vacations. We have kids at home. We have schedules that are different, routines that are different. You know, we get off track with our health goals. A lot can happen in the summer. And so I think just having that shift and whatever changes that we've had over the summer, just making that shift, being gung-ho, getting ready for the fall season is hopefully where you guys are all at and where we kind of want to help you with that September shift, as we like to call it. So first thing that I'm going to talk about tonight on the list is getting clear. You guys, that's the first thing. You have to get that foundation laid before anything else that the rest of the ladies are going to talk about tonight matters. You have to get that foundation laid. And there's 3 things I want to specifically talk about. I'm going to give you some homework for this weekend that when you get a few minutes to be able to kind of brainstorm, you get a few minutes to some alone time. And I want everyone on here to do this. I don't care what rank you are. I'm talking to myself. This is important to do. I'd like to do this every quarter. And that is just to get clear. And I didn't make a PowerPoint for my section just because it's super simple. But number one, first thing, when you're journaling, when you're going, you know, typing on your Mac, whatever it is, I want you guys to lead with gratitude. I've always been somebody that I started, you know, doing like gratitude practices a long time ago. And if I'm in that funk or have stinking thinking about something, it just changes your perspective. And I think a lot of times we compare our journeys. We sit there and think, you know, I'm not where I think I should be. I'm not, I haven't accomplished what I thought I would by this time. I haven't lost the 15 pounds I thought I would lose, or whatever even health goal you've had with Plexus. So I want you to, big or small, really think about what Plexus has brought to you since you've started it. What changes have you seen since starting Plexus, since the opportunity has been in your life? So product-wise, I mean, even if you haven't lost the 10, 15 pounds, what non-scale changes has it brought you? What has it brought your family, friends, team members? Write them down. Keep a record of that. Also, opportunity, finances. Maybe you're not making the kind of income you've you know, set out to make yet. But I want you to focus on, if it's not, maybe it's not $500, but it's $250. How is that $250 blessing your family now? Keep record of it, guys. Maybe you're just getting your products paid for. That's something. That is something to be grateful for. And I just think as you go, this practice works because it changes the way our mindset works. The way we perceive situations by adjusting what we're focusing on matters so much. So I love to lead with gratitude when I'm doing this kind of work. So that's number one. I want you guys to write that down. Second, I want you to create your why. If you're brand new, you may not have had a chance to do this. Hopefully your uplines talk to you about this. You've seen it in your success guide. But having a why it's a non-negotiable. And if you have a why, which most of you probably do, I want you to revisit it. We evolve. Our journey evolves. We get bolder with our goals. We get our fears, get a little bit less. We might grow in income. We might start feeling better on the products and change some of our health goals and push ourselves a little bit more. Whatever it is, our why will evolve over time. And it changes all the time. It's definitely changed for me in the last 4 years a lot. It's allowed me to dream bigger. And, my why today is nothing compared to what it was in the past. So we get in this trap where we go through the motions. We lose sight of why we're here. We have to revisit that, you guys, and it has to be strong. We always say in Plexus, you need a why that makes you cry. And that's because it has to be deep. It has to be that thing that tethers you when the storms are going, because they will in any business. And I like to compare it to like the roots of a tree. A tree, it's going to have storms. It's going to lose branches. It has different rates of growth. It, has different seasons, right? But it's as strong as its roots. And your why, your why is determined by your strongest excuse that's going to get in the way. The biggest storm that might hit your business, your why determines the strength of your roots. So it has to be strong. It has to be solid. I'm going to post Simon Sinek's Why TED Talk. It's amazing. Even if you've seen it, watch it again. Every time I watch it, I get something new out of it. I'm going to post it tomorrow on PFDT, and I want you to just watch that. It has great perspective on why having a why matters. So that's number 2. And this is number 3, along with having that why is having a vision for what you want going forward, guys, and having belief, working on that belief this whole quarter. So you have to have a vision. And just a side note, you need to help your teams create that vision as well. Okay, so I started this business. I would have been tickled pink to just have 3 or 4 customers. That is all the belief and vision I had for myself when I first started. I couldn't see past that. I borrowed my upline's belief. I borrowed all of our successful mutual friends' belief that was going on around me, but I didn't have it in me. I believed in the products, I believed in the business, but I just didn't believe that I was going to actually be that person. And so my belief grew, my vision grew. I borrowed their belief. I poured into the resources. You've got to have, belief in the product, belief in yourself, and belief in the business, in the company. So we all struggle in one of those areas at any given time, right? We hit our lid in those areas, and we have to grow and push past it. We're always evolving. So whatever that is for you right now, I want you to think about it. I want you to, focus on what you need to dig deep on and pick a area to focus on. And we have hundreds of, resources that you can pull from. So just ask any of us, any of your uplines, we can help you plug in. But I want to wrap this part up. So get those 3 things done this weekend. Try to really get clear for this season what you want for your business going forward. And just remember that this business is supposed to bring you joy. You need to design this business from the inside out. If you haven't been authentic to the way you've led your business, you guys, I want you to take what Plexus is and think of your passion. Think of what makes you light up. Think about what makes you come alive when you talk about it, and do that, and do it well, and do it strong, and bring passion and enthusiasm when you talk Plexus to people. Figure out what that is. When people ask about Plexus, do you lean in and your eyes light up and you say, oh my word, these products have changed so much for the people around me, the people, for myself, whatever story, whatever testimony you have? Or do you just babble off the what of the ingredients, what of the comp plan? People are drawn to passion. They're drawn to your why. They're not drawn to the what. So I want you guys to figure out what that looks like for you. And just align that passion and lead from that. You can never go wrong when you lead from passion. So, really try to think about that, figure out what that is for you, what that looks like. So I pray every day for God to help me to remember my why, to bring people to me that need what we have, both product opportunity, and just for me to be bold and not play small, and to just bring my full self to it. I just think it really, really matters. So that's your homework. Get clear, take time to journal, lead with gratitude, revisit your why, and get clear on what you want to pick for your belief, your vision, and what you need to grow in that area. And share that with your upline, your accountability partner. Make a little vision board with your family, with your kids. A lot of us have done that, and keep it front and center so that, like, when we're on these Zooms at night, when we're doing work at night or on the weekends, we have that why front and center, and we keep it in the forefront of what we're doing because it's important. So these are just a couple tips and steps for setting that foundation. And so I hope that helps, but it's just something that's good to do every so often to get back on track. So with that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass it off. Leslie, are you on here? Leslie Kingston's going to talk about a couple of action steps. Yeah, might be. There you are. Okay.
Can you guys see me?
I can. I can hear you. You're good. Okay.
I'm going to just take a couple of minutes to talk about some of our fall opportunities and the importance of planting seeds. So we're moving out of summer mode. People are done with vacation. They're back on schedule. And you guys, I feel like we had an incredible summer. Company-wide, it was great. Team-wide, we had incredible growth. I mean, just in August, seeing all the rank ups, all the promotions, that does not happen by accident. That happens because you have teams that are working and who have planted seeds 2 months ago, a month ago, 3 months ago. Had they not planted those seeds, we wouldn't have seen the growth during the summer. And that's just how this business works. It ebbs and it flows. So we plant seeds and we reap the harvest a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later. We're always planting seeds because we know that that harvest is going to come. It's not going to happen overnight. So fall is absolutely critical to this business because it's the most important time to plant those seeds, because our busiest season for Plexus is January through March. That's when we're following those holidays. People are ready to set their health goals, their fitness goals, their weight loss goals. And so if we're not planting those seeds now during the fall season, we can't expect to reap that harvest during our busy season. So right now, during the fall season, guys, I cannot stress the importance of just continually planting those seeds. And fall is a great time to make new connections and expand our network because it's a season of new. It's a new school year. If you have kids, they have a new teacher. There's new kids in those class. You're going to be around new parents, new sports teams, new church groups, Bible studies, fitness classes, after school programs. I mean, I'm walking my son to the bus stop and there's new parents there. I mean, it's just that time of year where we're meeting new people. So it's an opportunity to really be intentional about connecting with people, building those new relationships, having those conversations. And, we always talk about when you meet someone new, it's so important to friend them on social media. That's your opportunity to really just introduce them to our products, our opportunity. And then outside of Facebook, take the time to get to know them, to build relationships, to cultivate these new friendships. This business is simple. I mean, we are in the relationship business. That's what we do. We're in the business of helping people. We have incredible products that are changing the quality of people's lives every single day. We have an opportunity that is changing the financial future of so many people every single day. So we have to remember, I think we have to go back to the basics and remember that this isn't about us. This is about them and sharing with them what we have to offer. And so I know sometimes when we're pushing for a new rank or we're trying to meet a monthly goal, it's really easy to shift that attention on ourselves and make it about us. And that's okay every now and then, but we also have to remember to shift it back and remember why we're doing this. Because we do have so much to offer. So as we're building these new relationships and talking to people, remember that we need to listen. We need to ask questions. We need to do more listening than talking. And when you do that, you learn so much about someone. They'll tell you about their kids. They'll tell you about their goals. You'll find out what they're passionate about, what drives them. They'll start telling you about their health issues. And then they reciprocate and start asking you questions. And I promise the question, what do you do, is going to come up. And that is the perfect opportunity to plant that seed and get that conversation going. So it's just, this is that time of year where we really are meeting new people. And it's absolutely critical that we are planting those seeds now so that we can reap that harvest later. If you've never read The 4-Color Personality for MLM, I thought about this book today. This took me less than 48 hours to read. It's packed full of great information about the different personalities that people have for MLM. So as you're having those conversations, people will say keywords that help you understand more about them and just how to gear your conversations towards what you do. Great book. Get this now. This is like the perfect time to read this book if you have not read it. And then the other thing I really want to talk about is the importance of swag. My go-to is Etsy. They have awesome shirts, hats, water bottles, decals, keychains, you name it. You need to have swag. I mean, I wear it every single day. I have it on today. And I don't know if you guys have looked at, there you go. I don't know if you have looked at the back office. They have a lot of the stuff from convention in there now, really, really cute stuff. But if not, go to Etsy, get some swag, because when you're at the bus stop, when you are at those games, when you are doing your Bible study, whatever it is, that is a great conversation starter. People will see that and ask you, what is Plexus? That opens the door right there for you to plant those seeds. And keep a sample in your purse at all times, guys, or several samples. I keep one of these. It's just like a little birthday bag kind of thing with a brochure and a sample and my business card. Keep this in my purse, so when someone does ask me, I can pull it out, give them a sample, has my business card, and then I friend them on Facebook right then. So if you don't have the swag, you have to do that. So just know the importance. I think sometimes fall, I mean, I just believe that our business slows down. It only slows down if we allow it to slow down. So if you're continually planting those seeds and having those conversations, you're always going to have people, you're always going to be reaping that harvest. So just because it's fall and it seems like everything is slowing down does not mean that's what's happening. You are planting seeds so that you can reap that harvest when our busy season comes. Okay? Okay, and I think that's all I have tonight. I am going to turn it over to Lee. And there you are. Okay, awesome. Okay,
well,
Lee.
I'm not wearing my Plexus flag, but it does say blessed, blaming it on Jesus. And he did bring Plexus into my life when I did not think I could handle anything else. My topic is kind of me-centered, but it's about you. And it's about you taking care of yourself first. That is the most important thing, y'all. Routines. That's what I love about September. It's like a fresh new year. And we are finding that successful people have daily routines. They have routines of good habit and discipline. And that's what sets their success from other people. Let me share my screen real quick. I don't have like really a PowerPoint, but I just had one slide that I wanted you to see. So I just challenge you to take your own personal September self-care challenge, because the one habit, the one thing that you must implement, that you must prioritize, is taking care of you, being a product of the product. And the best way to do this is, guys, let's just start with taking the products. This is called CHEW. So many of us have heard of CHEW. It's an acronym, but some of us are brand new. And so I wanted to let you see it. And this is a great way to troubleshoot with customers that might be, or new ambassadors that are not seeing the results that they wanted to. But before you can do that, you really got to troubleshoot with you. Are you seeing the results with Plexus that you want to? So let's talk about CHEW. C stands for, are you consistently taking your products? Guys, if you're having a hard time remembering your pink drink, then I want you to practice drinking that at the same time every single day. For me, it was driving to school. I would just have a water bottle in my purse, and always a Slim, and just shake it up and would drive then. Then I changed it to, when everybody else was drinking coffee, I would have it then. Just whatever it is, get into schedule. I keep my products at my nightstand at night. I never forget ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. That's what's on my nightstand. I have to keep my Vital Biome by my coffee pot. You know, I'd like to put it in the cabinet away, but for me, I have to have it right there or I'm going to forget it, because I know these products do not work if we don't take them. They're just like birth control. You don't take it, they don't work, okay? So the H is, are you eating healthy? Guys, I love that Plexus is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. You know, if you try to eat clean 80% of the time, you know, follow the 80-20 rule, then you will see the results that you want to see. Stay away from processed foods. Stay away from things with high in sugar, you know, 80% of the time. Simple as that. E, are you exercising, moving daily? When I first started Plexus, you know, there was some days I would work out 2 hours because that was part of my part-time job. But I honestly, you know, really didn't even have time for that with a commute and whatever. So me working out 2 hours a day, that just goes to show you, you do have time. There is an app you can load on your phone called the 7-Minute app. If that's all you have, do 7 minutes. It is like a Tabata workout or a boot camp type workout. You can download simple little workouts on Pinterest, and there are always Facebook challenges go on. So don't let, you know, exercise be an excuse. Take a walk. That's where you should listen to your videos. That's where you should listen to your personal and professional development books that Krista will talk about. And the W in SHU stands for water. Are you drinking your body weight in water? And not your half of your body weight in water. Sorry, that'd be a lot of water, but you can try. But anyway, we've got to flush out those toxins. We've got to track that water. These are small, little, consistent changes that. Hang on, let me stop sharing my screen. Hang on. These are small, little, consistent changes that we can do on a daily basis that will lead to big results. If you have not read The Compound Effect, this book right here, like, actually turned me from February and made a difference in my life, a true difference. I can't even believe I'm saying a book made a difference because I never even read before Plexus. That was one of the things that Jennifer was talking about, how Plexus has blessed you, like just self-improvement. But we learned in this book, you should download it and buy it. You need both copies. That small, consistent changes over time equal success, equal big results. And guys, those small changes, they can lead to huge health changes, both mentally and physically. All you have to do is just take the action, and that is going to create your motivation. Guys, motivation is the fuel for charging forward when that willpower is tested. And I promise you, it will be tested. You will have a margarita pass by your nose. You will have a basket of chips, you know, on the weekends. You will have days where you don't want to drink water. You want to drink something else. You will have days where you don't want to work out or even do a 7-minute app. But it's the times that you hurdle those objections are the times where you have this sense of pride. Like, I did this. It was a small goal I set for myself, and I'm proud of me for doing this. And guys, being proud of yourself is the very best feeling in the world. I promise you. Just set small goals. Don't try to celebrate a 30-pound weight loss. And this is something you can talk to your customers about too. Setting small, consistent goals and celebrating those as you attain them. You know, take pride in how hard you've worked. Take pride in your effort. Take pride in these Plexus products. Take pride on a daily basis and celebrate the small changes that you've made. And guys, I just want to say too, remember, you are a work in progress. You are never going to be perfect. I know I did not step on toes there. I'm telling you, you're not going to be perfect. The worst thing you can do is have perfectionism right up here. Don't try to be Wonder Woman. Don't try to be June Cleaver. Perfection is the absolute, like, lowest standard you could possibly have for yourself, because it's unattainable. Okay, so just plan to make mistakes. That's okay. Now, when you make those mistakes, are we just going to sweep them under the rug and you know, pretend like, oh well, I'm just tired of taking the products, oh it's fine, I'll go work out next week, I'll start fresh next week? No. When you look in the mirror at night, and I'm not talking about naked, I'm just talking about looking at the mirror at all you, I want you to ask yourself, you know, am I happy with the goals that I set for myself? Did I attain my goals? And if you didn't, you hold yourself accountable. You make a plan. You talk to yourself, positive affirmations in the mirror about how you're going to be better tomorrow, okay? Because the worst thing you can do is sweep it under the rug, because let's talk about the compound effect in a negative way. Say you stop taking products, okay? Then you find yourself you don't have, it's like if you give a mouse a cookie, you find yourself you don't have enough energy. And, so you're like, oh, I'm going to skip that workout today. Well, guess what? You're kind of depressed. You haven't taken your products. You didn't go to your workout. What are you going to do? You're going to drive through the drive-thru and get you some comfort food, get you a big old cheeseburger. Now you're all belly bloated, and now you're starting to have skin issues and gut issues again. You're finding yourself, you're not proud of yourself. You're not confident anymore. You're starting to notice it in your work performance. Your husband is starting to notice it. Your kids are like, mom's been a bee all day long. You go to bed, you don't sleep because you've been a witch all day. That is negative, small things compounded to failure, guys. Turn that around. Take your products the way you're supposed to. Work out. I don't care if it's 7 minutes a day. Eat what you're supposed to eat 80% of the time. Drink your water. You're going to notice that you are proud of yourself. You feel more confident. Your belly bloat is down. You feel good. Your husband says, that's the gal I married. Your kids are like, my mom is the best mom ever. Your boss is proud of you. And guess what? You are proud of you. And that's where it all comes down to, just making good small choices. And let me just end with this. It's my last slide. I just want you to remember yourself as a little girl. She's counting on you to protect her. Guys, all your goal should be every day is just to be the best version of you, to celebrate small goals, to set them, celebrate them as you attain them. Next thing you know, that is habit. You can start new goals. But I want you to remember too, your kids are watching you. They are learning how to be proud of themselves by watching you be proud of you. So I am going to turn it on over to Krista Wade.
Sorry, need to unmute myself. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about some things that I promise you have heard 100 times. There's nothing going to be brand new, earth-shattering that I'm going to tell you tonight. I'm just going to remind you of a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about IPA. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you are not reaching out, if you are not following up, if you are not meeting new people or trying to get new prospects in your newsfeed and in your life, you're not going to be successful in this business. Period. Guys, it doesn't just happen. You can't just post on social media, just pray and wish that somebody sees it. That's not how it works anymore. So we're going to talk a little bit about your IPA, and I completely get it. IPA is something that needs to be done every single day, just like my laundry. I try to do my laundry every single day, and I don't get a load or two done, and by Sunday I have 7, 8, 10 loads of laundry. It's piled up mile high, and I avoid it. I don't want to do it. I get overwhelmed by it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to go in there. Well, guys, that's okay if we don't plan accordingly. So I'm going to share something just super quick, my screen really fast. I'm not saying this is the end all be all. I'm just saying this is what's worked for me. This has been something that I've been able to work. So someone told me, Wise Soul, probably 6 months ago, that she worked with 40 to 50 people a month. She writes those 40 to 50 people down, and she focuses on those 40 to 50 people the whole month. That's all she focuses on. And so that's what I did up here on the left. I write those names down. Then what I've done, so I wrote those down, and that's where I write down for our 7-day challenges. I contacted them. I keep anecdotal notes just right there on the record. Well, then someone told me about a calendar, because that is overwhelming when you look at those 40 to 50 people. So if you will look at the calendar, only look at the pink. So those pink are your potentials. If you take 2 names and you write those 2 names down every day of the week, okay, you plan your calendar out, bam, you have your potentials. You have that list of 50 that's overwhelming, spread out to 30 days. You notice I have nothing on Sundays. Y'all, Sundays is my family day. It's my me day. It's the day I feel myself. It's just the day that I spend with my family. Now, if someone asks me about Plexus, I absolutely talk about Plexus during this time. Then I want you to look at, so those are just my potentials. Now, say I'm on Monday and I'm kicking it. I mean, I'm feeling good. I've got some good messages rolling. Can I go ahead and get the rest of my week knocked out? Absolutely, I can get my week knocked out. But it's not as overwhelming if I come in and I do a little bit at a time every day. but I can 100% knock my week out and then just continue to follow up with those same 10, 14 people throughout the week. Like I said, this is how it works for me, and that may not work for everybody else. So the next part of this calendar is your follow-up with customers. If they trust you, you're going to leave behind, so I want you to look at the green. Okay, I only follow up on Fridays. That's what works for me. So clearly, I'm going to put all my customers on Friday. So Susie, notice Susie has an asterisk by her name. Susie's relatively new. She's in her second month of her products. I'm following up with her every other week, just checking in with her. Kelly, Dan, Jill, they've been with me. Sarah, they've been with me a long time. I for sure check in with them once a month, and we may have casual conversations throughout the month. But if I put them on my calendar, I know that I am not forgetting them. Then I want you to look at the ambassadors, because these are the people that trusted you as well, and you don't want to leave them high and dry. Okay, so I write down every ambassador has a name. Every ambassador has a day that I follow up. So if you look at on Monday, look all the way down Monday. Kara is clearly a new ambassador. I'm checking in with her just like I would a brand new customer. Every Monday we're talking. That is our for sure days we're talking. Now, if she messaged me on Wednesday, am I going to talk to her? Well, absolutely I'm going to talk to her on Wednesday. But those are the days that I'm checking her. So if you'll look, I want you to look on the 12th is Caitlin. She has a W. And Nathan on the 28th, he has a W. He's my wholesale ambassador. He's one that he's been with me. For a while, we've talked products. They are extremely happy with me just talking to them once a month. And so those are the days I reach out to them, make sure order went through. I just check with them, just chat with them to see how their products are going. So that is what works for me. That is how I fill those out. Clearly, you'll see some kids' names in here when I filled this out. These are not my actual customers. Some of you on here have your children's names on here. So that's just a way for me. That is not the end all be all. And you can fill this calendar with more people, less people. You can put your working days on here. The bottom line is find a system at the end of the month and take that extra hour and get yourself a plan to work to get it in order. So when you have that 10 minutes in carpool, when you have that 15 minutes you're waiting on your kid to come out of church, you already have your list of who you can contact, and you're not looking at this long list of 50 people to be overwhelmed. Also, I want to tell you what I do with this list is people that do not respond to me in July, I move them over to my August list. And I reached out back to them again in August. If they didn't reply then, I give them about a 2-month break. And then they get back on my rotation of my list. I go until they tell me no, y'all. And I even say in the message, after probably about 6 times, I say, if you want me to quit messaging you, just let me know one way or another. I just have been getting bold because tell me no. If they haven't told me no, they're still thinking about it. So that was real quick. Also, training. So another part of your IPA is training videos. Guys, that is part of the products and the business. That is huge. That is learning. Anytime you're learning, that's what you should be doing. That is exactly, the more confident you get, the more you're going to be able to share things. And I'll just tell you a couple of ways that I do these training videos. I drive to work. When I'm listening, I'll listen to a 20-minute video on my drive to work. This is something that I can promise you every person on this call does every single morning. You dry your hair. Well, except for Lee sometimes. She don't wash it for like 3 days. Called you out. So I'm saying, dry your hair. I put earbuds in when I'm drying my hair. And you're doing that for 15 minutes. You can't talk to anybody anyway. So listen to a video and your hair when you're drying your hair. When you're planning out your month on that Sunday, plan in some videos you want to watch for the week. Okay, so the whole key is to plan. Can you imagine your child's teacher, if they didn't plan for the week, they didn't plan for the school year, how it would look? You know, your kids would get zero learning done. So if you want your business to grow and go, you have to put in the time to plan for it. And that's it. There's no two ways about it. And the last thing, a part of your IPA is posting. And it's just not just copying, pasting, posting. This is authentic posting from your heart. And I'm going to be honest, if you don't have something from your heart, don't post that day. Just don't. Don't make something up and don't put all the hard work you've put in and don't make it schmarmy and sleazy just to throw something out there. I would rather see something authentic than something copied and pasted from somebody else. So your IPA is critical for your business, and that's how you continue to move forward, is reaching out to people. So that's about all I got for IPA.
Awesome.
And next is Miss Jennifer Tuggle.
Hey, everybody. I just put these in. You can hear me? Good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. So my topic tonight is time management. And I think it's a really good segue. Krista gave us some amazing organization. And just to give you a little heads up, I'm going to be a little direct tonight. For those of you that are on my team, you know that that's how I roll and that's my style. And they put the red on the end to, put in some little nails at the end. So I'm going to do that. But for those of you who don't know me personally, I'm just very direct. So why me? Why time management? One of the reasons is because this is exactly how I survived 3+ years of being a Plexus ambassador. I am a business owner other than Plexus, and from the gate, I've had to master fitting into this business in the nooks and crannies and on the side, multitasking, from brand new customer upgraded to a wholesale ambassador till silver, all the way up to where I am right now as Emerald. And it's not been easy at all. I love the, saying, and it's like, this isn't an easy job. It's simple. It's very simple, but it's far from easy. Okay. And one of the things I've said all the time about people that have looked at my success as a business owner and thought, I really envy that. I really want your flexibility. I really want your financial situation, whatever it may be that they're striving for, but they don't envy the hard work that comes into it, guys. I worked my ass off to start my agency, and it takes a lot of discipline. And there was days, months, years that I worked planning and prepping to start my business. So being a CEO and being an entrepreneur is something that everyone wants, right? Everyone wants the freedom, everyone wants the flexibility, but then the hard work comes, and that's where we get weeded out. And the strong survive. And you all on here are the strong, especially those of you who just had kids start school this week. You are the strong-willed people that are digging in, because it's not easy. There are some teachers on here right now. In Virginia, it is 9:30, and I know they've been up since like 5 a.m. and they're exhausted, but they're pouring into their business. So I'm skipping ahead of myself when I'm going to start preaching about excuses, but we got to ditch the excuses, okay? Because if you want this, you have to do the hard work. You have to be disciplined. You have to focus to get all the good stuff, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to share 6 tips and kind of some of the things that I just jotted down from my mind that have helped me be successful. The first one goes into what I said about being a CEO. This is a business, guys. If you decided to do more than wholesale and share and have a teammate join you, you started a business. You are responsible for ambassadors that join you. So think of yourself as a boss and think about how you've been performing. And if you had a boss, would you be getting a pay raise or would you be getting the boot? Evaluate yourself as your own CEO and think to yourself, I know where I want to go. Am I putting in the work that it takes to get there? That's number 1. Number 2, have goals. You guys, everyone has dreams, but you need to have goals. Okay, we all want the flexibility. We all want the financial freedom. We all want to be diamond, double diamond, whatever it may be, but we have to have goals. You need goals to get there, and your goals need to be measurable. They need to be consistent, and they need to be measurable. Not just, well, I want to get to this rank. Well, how are you going to get there? In what time? What are the steps? What are the objectives? I'm talking a full-on treatment plan. So you can tell my career and you can tell Krista's career because she's a teacher and she busts out this chart and this great color-coded thing and everyone's like, yeah! And I'm talking about objectives and treatment planning because I'm a therapist and we do that, okay? So sometimes you just need to look at your strengths and whatever your career set is and apply it to this business. It works. It truly, truly works. Okay. So that was number 2, have goals. And write them down. Don't just have them in your head. Write them down. There's something about writing on pen and paper that makes it a commitment and holds you accountable. Because I don't know about you, but I'm guilty. If I write something down, it's on my mind. It's sitting over here like, oh God, I didn't do that. I got to do this today, blah, blah, blah. Get it over with, get it over with. So write it down, measurable goals. Number 3. All right, this is where I might get a little preachy. Don't compare yourself to others. Okay? This is big, guys. We each have our own journey, our own situation, our own challenges, our own strengths, our own education, our own upbringing, our own values, our own set of friendships, prospects, you name it, okay? But when you compare yourself to others, it does damaging things. It causes you to lose your identity. It causes you to be jealous, and it causes you to feel inferior. All three of those are damaging, especially when, and you know this, I preach this all the time, I'm telling you, be intentional, be authentic, and be you. So if you're comparing yourself to someone else and you're making yourself feel inferior, you definitely aren't being authentic because you feel that you're not valuable. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Your friends don't see Joe Renfro on Facebook. You see Joe Renfro on Facebook. Your friends don't see Bridget Ryan on Facebook. You do. So don't compare yourself to them. They have their own niche and they've developed it over time. Be you. They want to see you. They want to see how vulnerable you are. They want to see you being authentic. They want to see what you're passionate about. And that being Plexus, being just one of them, you know, the balance part. I don't want to get sidetracked on that, but because I go off on a tangent. So being yourself and being authentic and not comparing yourself to others. However, if you want to compare to somebody, compare your drive, how often you push yourself out of your comfort zone, and how you work your IPA. That's what I want you to compare to other people. If you're seeing someone else being successful, compare your IPA to theirs. Compare how many times you've led a Zoom for your team. Compare how many times you've done a training call. How many times you've done a live on your team page. Those are action steps that are nerve-wracking. I don't care how long you've done it. You don't think all 5 of us didn't have the jitters come 8:58, we're ready to click go on. It doesn't matter. You're putting yourself out there and you're putting your heart out there. It's nerve-wracking. But the more you do it, the more you realize that, hey, if I connected with one person and my tip helped one person, it was worth it, right? So compare that. Number 4, I'm almost done. I know we're getting late. Prioritize your work based on your goals. So writing down your goals is step 1, right? So I'm very organized too. I don't have a graph or visual to share with you, but at the end of the month, I analyze that month. I go through and I write down how many people I contacted, all those names, and how many yeses I got, how many no's I got. Kind of like Krista, I move them over to a month or 2 months down the road, kind of depending on their response. If they gave me a, oh, not yet, or, ignored me or shoo off kind of thing. It depends where I push them off. I do an end of month analysis on my team, on our growth, on our momentum, on how much I provided to my leaders, on how much I provided training my new ambassadors that joined me, on how much I reached out to my customers. Excuse me. And then at the beginning of the month, I make a plan. What is going on that whole month? I know at the beginning of each month. I know what training calls I'm going to do. I'm going to know what date our 7-day kickstarts are. I know what date I'm going to do Zooms. I know topics generally that are coming up because they're hot topics that I've been keeping my pulse on and talking to people on my team. And then you have a snapshot to work from each week. Excuse me. So when that week comes, you're able to break it down specifically into smaller tasks on what you want to do, who you're going to reach out specifically. And Krista's calendar is a great example. Regardless of where you are, you can manipulate that a little bit to wherever you are in your business and to where you want to go. But breaking that down and then to weekly and then daily tasks and to-do lists. For me, I live and breathe by my calendar. I live and breathe by my planner. Everything is in there. I have a monthly and a daily, and I break it all down so I know what's happening the next couple days. And once I commit to something, I'm committed to it. You have to stand firm and have integrity in this. People trust you. They're giving of your time. And when you make a commitment, unless, life gets crazy, mistakes come up and everyone, gives each other grace. But for the most part, we have to stand strong and do that. Breaking it down into daily things is so much less overwhelming. All right. Number 5, this one's hard to say too, guys, but you have to sacrifice. If someone didn't tell you that you were going to get a lottery ticket and you were going to jump straight up to Jewel, it takes sacrifice. And this is the kind of sacrifice I'm talking about. You are most likely after bedtime. You could be watching a TV show. You could be, going to sleep early. You could be eating chocolate on the couch, whatever. But you are plugging into a team Zoom learning. Some of these things are on repeat, but you're connecting with your team, you're digging in, you're getting motivated, you're getting inspired, new season, new ideas, whatever the case is. You have to sacrifice your time. There's just no way around it. You have to talk to your family. If you have a family, my husband's downstairs. He's used to it. I've been doing this for 3 years. He's either deployed or when he's home, I'm upstairs in my office. But you know what? We have goals that we work on together. He knows where we're going and he supports it. Has it always been easy? No. Has he gotten mad? Yes. Has he gotten jealous? Yes. Has he wanted me to be downstairs? Yes. Have I wanted to be downstairs? Yes. But you know what? At least 2 to 3 times a week, I'm in my office after my kids go to bed. I'm either on a Zoom or I'm working. I'm doing follow-ups. I'm doing contacts. I'm working with my team, whatever it is. It takes sacrifice of time. Number 6, and this is my last one, but it's tips a lot in one, which is work your plan, okay? So a lot of this, leading up to this, I talked about planning and prioritizing and, making your goals, not comparing yourself, prioritizing what comes first. Now you got to work it. This seems really easy and simple, but it's not. It's hard. This is actually the hardest part because we can write down all day long, right? But we have to actually do it. You have to do IP every day. Those 2 people you said you were going to follow up on each week, you have to follow up with them. Nobody else is going to. No one else can run this business for you. Your upline can't, your downline can't, your sidelines can't. This is your business, okay? So we got to drop our excuses that we don't have time. We all have time. We just don't choose to make the time that we have to take to make these action steps happen. I set business hours. Without a doubt, I know in the morning I'm listening to some kind of personal development, whether it be a book on audio in the car, if I'm listening to a podcast or a training call that was posted on a team page, I'll flag that, save it, put that in my, to-do list for the morning when I'm commuting or I'm headed to pick up my boys. I'm always listening to something. Heck yes, sometimes I want to listen to the radio. I mean, great, right? But we have to sacrifice. Another thing that I do often is lunch. You guys will often, if you're on my team, you see that I do a lot of videos or Zooms or lives or whatever. I'm in my car. Well, I'm not always driving, but that's where I go for lunch to get away and do my plexus. I'll sit in my car for 45 minutes, scarf down my sandwich, and I'll do a video, send messages. Voice messages are so much quicker. You can get 5 out in a matter of, minutes versus typing each one out. So voice messaging at lunchtime, getting those out right away, following up, contacting people back, responding to messages, all that is done at lunch. And then, like I said, at night, you have to. Whether it's one night a week, wherever you are in your business, you have to gauge this. For me, it's at least 3 nights a week. I'm in my office after my boys go to bed. Wednesdays, I've tried to make family nights, or give my husband. Sundays, I usually kind of check out a little bit too, but Wednesday nights, I've tried to give my husband 1 day a week where he knows I'm not going to be talking plexus. I'm not going to escape and leave, and he's going to be down there wondering, oh, here I am again. Hadn't seen her all day. So you have to build boundaries in for your life. I'm not suggesting you don't, but part of those boundaries have to be around your business, guys. If you want to be successful, you have to protect this business like it's a hot commodity, because it is. Take advantage of this opportunity. Build your business. Make priorities. If you do a little bit each day, it seems overwhelming at first, but these small little steps can really transform how you look at it. Last thing I want to say is, just about our tools and resources, using those. All of our team pages, we are running monthly Zooms. We are running monthly 7-day Kickstart groups, challenges. Plug into these. This work is free for you guys to take advantage of, to bring your potentials, to learn about plexus. So plug them in there. They're getting attention and you're following up. And that relationship is what you can focus on. All of these things are so, so important. And we're starting to get in a good rhythm here where you can know when to expect them and when you guys can reach out. And, each month, each season, we're just going to grow and get better and better. So I think that, there's a lot of familiar faces on here. And it's so exciting to me because we've gotten through some icky stuff, right? We're coming back up to some really big changes with our company. And I don't know about you, but I couldn't be more excited about it. I didn't know if, Jen, you want to say anything to close or wrap up, but the last thing I just wanted to say was, in closing for my part, is just always be mindful. What's your long-term vision for your business? Your business. You guys, treat yourself like a CEO. You are running your own show. And I promise you, it's so worth it. All the sacrifices that I've made for my agency have paid off tenfold in the term of how I have freedom and flexibility now to leave at 2:00 and go pick up my kids from school. Never would have been able to have the best of both worlds. I love my career. I have no intention on retiring, but I can be there for my kids when I want to be. So it's worth it. But it was a lot of hard work. So I'm going to stop preaching. If you guys have any questions about that, I'm always here. Please, reach out. It's definitely something I'm passionate about, as they knew, which is why they stuck me with that topic.
I just went to church. It's Wednesday. And I did. It was so good. All of it was good. I could do this another hour. I really could. Just good tips. It's a lot. But I think the overall message is just like you said, thinking of it like a CEO. I think we all start this as an accidental business. I was guilty of the same thing. And then transitioning it as you see it start growing and as you start getting the vision to all the things you guys talked about, and taking control, not blaming other people for what's happening in your business, and not comparing, and taking control of what your daily action steps are. We have more resources. I mean, right? We had nothing when we started out. No excuses, you guys. I mean, there's no excuses. It's all about how you want to make this business work. And you can all get stuck, get in ruts, but you just come back to it and you reassess and you start fresh. And that's kind of what the Zoom was geared for after a summer of just, I know things can get crazy in the summer and we can get off track. But like Leslie was saying, y'all, the busiest time's January. I promise you will not regret digging your heels in. Holidays are happening. People will be thinking about what we have to offer. So post strategically, think strategically, and pay attention to that in the nooks and crannies like Jen talked about. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And, we're always here for you guys. As you have questions, I think we all appreciate the strategy and the how and all these little tips and tricks. So anytime we have these things, share them on the team pages, and let's just share with each other. That's what we're here for. So anybody else have anything? I'm not looking at chat because I know my screen is your screen. So I'm trying not to chat. Okay. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great rest of your night. And we thank you guys for jumping on. Bye, y'all. Bye.